Chapter 14. Lockdown. Ben awoke to the rhythmic beeping of a heart monitor. The ceiling above was the same sterile white, but the person beneath it felt like a stranger. The once frantic scientist, the relentless seeker of mysteries, had disappeared. In his place was a profound, unsettling calm. The journey was over. The persistent uncertainty that had driven him for years hadn't just vanished. It was now overshadowed by the heavy burden of an ancient truth that had been forgotten for ages. He was no longer just a man. He had become a memory, a purpose. He was the first to carry the torch in a darkness that spanned millennia, and the burden of that flame felt heavier than a star. He ripped the sensors from his chest, ignoring the squawk of the monitor, and threw the blanket aside. With an urgency he had never known, he got dressed. "Dr. Carter!" a nurse cried out as he strode from the infirmary. "Let me call the doctor!" But Ben was a man possessed, his mind too full of a 50,000-year-old truth to hear her. He almost ran to the command tent, a burning desire to think, to plan, to act consuming him. "I'm not a leader," he thought, a wave of panic rising. "I am a scientist." He stormed into the tent. Inanna looked up, startled. "Ben, you're—" "Inanna!" He cut her off, his voice sharp with purpose. "We have a 50,000-year-old project to revive." He shifted his focus to the main terminal. "Keats, let there be light. Cross-reference all known hieroglyphic symbols with our quantum field equations. All of them. Now." Kaylin strode in at that moment, her face a mask of controlled energy. "Ben, you're awake. You'd better have something for me, because our time is up." Before Ben could explain his cascade of revelations about Nibiru and the Great Exodus, a new figure filled the tent's entrance. A man in a crisp, unmarked military uniform, flanked by two soldiers whose rifles were held in a casual but ready position. "Kalen Vance?" the man asked, his voice calm and authoritative. "Who's asking?" Kalen replied, her body instantly rigid. "Major Vanguard." He stepped inside, his eyes sweeping the room, missing nothing, not the frantic data streams on the monitors, nor the wild look in Ben's eyes. "I'm here to assume operational control of this site and all associated assets, under the authority of the Global Strategic Resources Compact." "There is no such compact," Kalen snapped back, stepping between Vanguard and her team. "This is a private scientific excavation, sanctioned by international agreements. You have no jurisdiction here." Vanguard offered a thin, humorless smile. "Jurisdiction is a matter of perspective, Director. This stopped being a private excavation the moment your energy readings were detected from low Earth orbit. Your archaeoacoustic survey lit this place up like a beacon. This is now a matter of global security." He gave a curt nod to his men. "Secure the perimeter. No one enters or leaves. All communications are to be routed through my command." "You can't do that," Inanna cried out. "We already have," Vanguard replied with chilling finality. He was right. Outside, the camp was being transformed with quiet, brutal efficiency. Geodynamic security personnel were being politely but firmly disarmed. A perimeter of razor wire was being unspooled. This wasn't a negotiation. It was an annexation. Vanguard approached them, a subordinate handing him a stack of papers. "Standard NDAs. A formality, of course. Your silence is not optional." Helpless, they signed. As soldiers began to methodically catalog their equipment, Ben's eyes darted to the evidence table where the resonator stone sat, the key to everything, exposed and obvious. Panic began to set in, but Kalen was already moving. While Vanguard was distracted by a communications officer, she walked calmly to the table. With the cool demeanor of a lead scientist packing up her own research, she picked up a standard geological sample bag and a marker. She dropped the heavy, smooth stone into the bag, sealed it, and wrote on the label in bold, clear letters: Obsidian Core Sample, Inert. Ref. Geodynamic Survey 7. She then tossed it casually into a box of other mundane rocks and core samples. She caught Ben's eye and gave a single, almost imperceptible nod. Ben understood immediately. No soldier looking for alien technology would give a second glance to a labeled rock. An hour later, they were confined to Ben's quarters. An armed guard posted outside their door. "They'll find the ship," Inanna whispered, pacing the small room. "They already know about the ship," Kalen corrected her voice a low, furious hiss. "He's not here by accident. He let us do the work, and now he's here to claim the prize." Ben, unable to stay still, was at his terminal, which was now offline, its screen dark. The data, Keats, everything is on those servers. He'll have it all. "Not everything," Kalen said, her eyes glinting with a dangerous light. She looked from Ben to Inanna. "He has the site. He has the ship. But he doesn't have the operator." She nodded towards the box of geological samples being loaded onto a truck outside. "And he doesn't have the key." There was no final shout, no explosion, only the quiet, chilling finality of a cage door swinging shut. Vanguard stood at the entrance to the deep shaft, looking down at the impossible alien craft. A cold sense of triumph washed over him. He had the primary asset. He had the location. And with the operator and his team now securely under his control, he had all the components he needed to unlock it. The war, for all intents and purposes, was won.